My name is Peter Taylor. Around 2 years ago, I lost my wife. My whole world collapsed. She was the purpose of me living. She was my life. She was my everything. And I miss her. I miss her so much. One day, I decided to take a holiday. It sounded like heaven. It should have been perfect. I was wrong. This is my story. As the sun set, a warm orange glow fell over the island. As soon as I'd arrived at the hotel, the first thing I decided to do was go inside and check in. I didn't need to sit down just yet. A brochure stand had a selection of pamphlets on activities around the island. It looked bare. I noticed that the hotel's guest book looked strangely blank. An old-looking oil painting hung behind the reception desk.
Good evening. You must be...
Hi, I'm Peter Taylor. I booked a room here 3 weeks ago.
Yes, Mr. Taylor. We've been awaiting your arrival. I trust your flight was okay.
Yes, it was fine, thank you.
Your room is ready. I'll just need to see your passport and check in papers, please, sir.
It was my passport and checking in papers. My wallet. I'd be lost without it. Here's my passport and checking in papers. I hope it's all okay.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Yes, everything seems to be in order here.
That's great to hear.
Well, here's your room key, sir. Room number 3. The rooms are just down the corridor.
Great, thank you.
I do hope that you enjoy your stay with us here on the island of Linos.
I'm sure I will. I'll be sure to be in touch if I have any questions.
Yes, Mr. Taylor.
Is there any nightlife around here?
The island of Linos is not a lively port. We do have a couple of restaurants and bars on the front though, sir.
Oh yes, of course. I didn't mean nightclubs or anything. That's not really my cup of tea.
We don't get a lot of outside visitors, to be honest.
With all due respect, you must get a few people vacationing here. You run a hotel after all.
But, of course, yes. What I mean is, we don't have hundreds of guests every week. We're not that much of a well-known, popular destination.
No, I can see that. To be honest, this is just what I'm after. I need the peace and quiet.
I'm sure you'll find that here, sir.
Is there any nightlife around here?
The island of Linos is not a lively port. We do have a couple of restaurants and bars on the front though, sir.
Oh yes, of course. I didn't mean nightclubs or anything. That's not really my cup of tea.
We don't get a lot of outside visitors, to be honest.
With all due respect, you must get a few people vacationing here. You run a hotel after all.
But, of course, yes. What I mean is, we don't have hundreds of guests every week. We're not that much of a well-known, popular destination.
No, I can see that. To be honest, this is just what I'm after. I need the peace and quiet.
I'm sure you'll find that here, sir.
I'll come back later. A healthy-looking plant sat on the reception desk. The door was locked. The bedroom was perfect. I decided to check out what was to be my new home for the next 7 days. I wasn't ready for bed just yet. I wasn't ready for bed. It looked like a journal left here by the previous guest. It definitely made for some interesting reading. 31st of March. I can still hear the screams. They seem to be coming from that island out to sea. I've been here now for 4 days, and the longer I'm here, the more and more I'm noticing things. Hell, even the receptionist doesn't seem right. I simply can't put my finger on it, but there's something not clicking with this place. As if all the islanders are holding a secret, or protecting somebody. Some good news at last. I met a lovely couple today, Alan and Marie, who are here for the week. 3rd of April. Alan and Marie have vanished. The receptionist said they went back home, but this didn't make sense. They'd only just arrived. I received a couple of strange looks from the island locals today. Feeling really uncomfortable now. I want to go home. 4th of April. Whoever finds this journal, please, for the love of God, don't ever go to the island. The sentence seemed to end midway, as if the author was interrupted. Strange. Inside the safe was what looked like some kind of membership card for Fraglioli's restaurant. I decided to take it. A membership card to Fraglioli's restaurant. It was the cane that I'd found in my bedroom. A room key with the number 3 engraved on it. My wallet. I'd be lost without it. Perhaps a nice stroll around the island might be a good idea. The door was locked. A room key. I decided to get a shower later. The toilet looked nice and well kept. The hotel had provided a small selection of toiletries. I didn't need to take them with me. A bar of green Kimbleton soap. I couldn't see how that would help me.
Yes, Mr. Taylor.
Do you happen to know who stayed in the room before me?
I'm not entirely sure. Why, may I ask, Mrs. Taylor?
I'm just wondering, that's all. I found a journal that was left by a previous guest at this hotel.
Really? I apologise, Mr. Taylor. I'm presuming that our cleaner didn't do a thorough enough cleanse of the room after the guest vacated.
That's not what I mean. In this journal are some very concerning entries.
Concerning?
Well, yeah, the guests seem to be concerned about strange occurrences on the island.
Strange occurrences? Like what, Mr. Taylor?
In the journal, the author mentions screams that seem to be coming from an island out to sea.
What a strange thing to say. I'm afraid I have no idea what he means by that.
Okay, well, thanks anyway. In the journal, the author mentions a couple who came here, Alan and Marie. He said they seemed to suddenly vanish.
Alan and Marie? I'm afraid their names don't really ring a bell, sir.
Okay, well, thanks anyway. I'll come back later. The first thing that I immediately noticed was a woman crying. Hi there. Lovely night. Hi there. Lovely night. There was nothing of interest in the waste bin. A beautiful, expensive-looking yacht gently bobbed up and down on the ocean. Are you okay?
If I'm being honest, no. Oh God, this hurts so bad.
Would you like me to call somebody for you?
The only person you could have called for me is gone.
Gone?
Yes, gone. My boyfriend, Max, he went missing on this island 1 year ago today.
Missing? Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
We'd came to Linos last year to celebrate his new job. We had one too many drinks at Fraglioli's restaurant and ended up arguing over a petty thing, as you do. Max stormed off in a huff and he said he was going for a walk on the beach. That was the last I saw of him. Oh, God.
The woman was clearly upset. That's so awful. I'm so sorry. Chances are he may still be here. Unfortunately, I didn't believe that. At this point, I presumed he'd ran off with another woman or something. Perhaps I'm not the best judge of character.
I don't believe that for 1 second, because people are always going missing from Linos all the time.
How do you mean?
I mean, they go missing. They're here 1 minute, gone the next.
Well, that can't be right, surely.
I'm presuming that you've only just got here.
That's right, yes. I've just landed.
There you go then. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with Linos, and especially with that other island over there.
What island?
The one over there, about 2 miles out to sea. Something just isn't right with that place.
I couldn't help but think that this poor lady was just looking for something to blame. All I could do was go along with it. I see. Surely you've contacted the island authorities.
They didn't want to know.
That can't be right.
You don't believe me either.
No, it's not that. It's just...
I want to be alone now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I hope you find Max. What makes you think that the island out there has something to do with the disappearances?
When Max and I came to Linos last year, we stayed here for 1 week. In that time, 2 people vanished. Tourists.
2 people? That is rather strange.
At that time, we just put it down to coincidence. Sometimes these things do happen, after all.
Well, it very well could have been a coincidence. As you rightfully say, these things do happen.
It doesn't stop there. Max and I were obviously shocked that this could happen, especially on such a small island like Linos. But the odd thing is, nobody else here seemed shocked. There was no search parties, no police, nothing. It's as if everyone on the islands just ignored the disappearances and swept them under a rug.
I can't understand why there was no police involvement, at least.
Exactly. What's your name, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
It's Peter. Peter Taylor.
I'm Jodie.
It's very nice to meet you, Jodie.
Likewise, Peter. So there you have it. If I ask any locals about the island over there, I'm told rather sharpish to stop talking about it.
This is intriguing, Jodie. I honestly don't quite know what to say.
It's okay. Neither does anybody else.
I know what it's like to lose somebody.
You do? Oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
Me too. You'll be okay, Jodie. Trust me.
I bet you have lots of fine memories.
Lots, yes.
You'll be able to hold on to those memories forever, Peter. All I've got to remind me of Max is this necklace that he gave me.
I'm terribly sorry, Jodie. It's a very interesting necklace.
I'll hold on to this until I find him.
That's the spirit, Jodie. We'll speak later. You keep strong. Jodie looked like she needed to be alone. I decided not to disturb her anymore. A beautiful, expensive-looking yacht gently bobbed up and down on the ocean. The restaurant must have been closed. A couple of sunbeds were laid out on the beach. The beach was quite spacey. What the hell? The sight of a wheelchair on a beach in such a random fashion sent chills up and down my spine. People vanishing and random deserted wheelchairs on beaches was too much for me to take in for one night. I decided that the best course of action was probably to go to bed. Maybe things would be clearer in the morning. I had no idea how wrong I was.